Audio 6.1. 1.
I share a flat with another student called Max. The thing about Max is that he likes everything to be in the correct place. So he always washes up straight after eating, puts the dishes straight back in the cupboard, never leaves anything on the floor, you know. He even puts his books in alphabetical order in the bookcase. The other thing about Max is that he never ever tells a lie. So, for example, if he doesn't like something I'm wearing, he'll tell me he doesn't like it. But then, when he says he likes something, I know he really means it.
2.
My younger sister Lena's in her last year at school. She's one of those people who's good at everything. She gets top marks in most of her subjects. And the thing is, she doesn't even try very hard. I'm not saying she's lazy. She does work, but, she's just a natural. She's also a real people person. She's always at parties or out with her friends. Sometimes I don't see her for days.
3.
I run a business with a guy called Nico. It's a kitchen design business. Nico's the one who does the designs. He always comes up with really interesting and unusual ideas. Our kitchens are very different from most kitchens. That's why our customers are so happy with what we do. And Nico works very long hours too. We both do. We rarely leave the office before 7 or 8 o'clock at night. But, in these difficult economic times, we feel lucky to have so much work. So, of course, we don't mind putting in the hours.
Audio 6.2. 1.
My sister's cleverer than me.
2.
My brother isn't as confident as my sister.
3.
I'm taller than my parents.
4.
My youngest brother isn't as lazy as I am.
Audio 6.3. 1.
My sister's cleverer than me.
2.
My brother isn't as confident as my sister.
3.
I'm taller than my parents.
4.
My youngest brother isn't as lazy as I am.
Audio 6.4.
Number 1. Your male child is your what? Number 2. Your mother's or your father's sister is your what? Number 3. Your sister's or brother's son is your what? Number 4. Your mother's father is your what? Number 5. Your grandmother's mother is your what? And finally, number 6. Your aunt or uncle's child is your what?
Audio 6.5.
Here are the answers to the quiz. Question 1. Number 1. Your male child is your son, and that's spelt S-O-N. Number 2. Your mother's or your father's sister is your aunt, and that's spelt A-U-N-T. Number 3. Your sister's or brother's son is your nephew, and that's N-E-P-H-E-W. 4. Your mother's father is your grandfather, and that's one word. Grand, G-R-A-N-D, father. Number 5. Your grandmother's mother is your great-grandmother, so that's G-R-E-A-T, grandmother. And we join the words great and grandmother with a hyphen, a little line. And finally, number 6. Your aunt or uncle's child is your cousin, and that's spelt C-O-U-S-I-N. Question 2. Number 1. The word for two married people or two people in a relationship is a couple. Number 2. A child with no brothers or sisters is an only child. Number 3. Two children born on the same day are twins. Half-brother and half-sister have a different meaning. Your half-brother is a brother who has either the same mother or the same father as you. Number 4. A mother or father who looks after their children alone is a single parent. Number 5. The word for the people in your family is relatives. Your parents are just your mother and father. And number 6. If you take a child into your family and the child legally becomes your child, you adopt the child. Number 7. Before you get married, you get engaged. That means you agree, formally, that you are going to get married. You get divorced only if your marriage goes wrong. Get divorced means legally end your marriage. And finally, number 8. A woman who is married to your father but isn't your mother is your stepmother. We can also say stepfather, stepson, stepdaughter, stepsister, and stepbrother. Your mother-in-law is your husband or wife's mother. And finally, question 3. Pronunciation. Listen carefully. 1. father-in-law, or aunt, are. The sound is different. 2. Mother, uncle, It's the same. 3. Cousin, son, That's also the same. 4. Father, daughter, or. That's a different sound. Adopted, id. Related, id. That's the same. And number 6. Divorced, separated, id. That's different. And that's all the answers to the quiz. Now add up your score. How did you get on?
Audio 6.6.
I've just listened to a really interesting programme on the radio.
Yeah?
It was an interview with a man who lost his mother when he was a boy and has recently found her again after 25 years using Google Earth.
Really? How did he do that?
Well, this man, his name's Saru Brierley, was from a small village in India. When he was only 5 years old, he was on a train with his older brother. He fell asleep and woke up 14 hours later alone in Kolkata.
So, couldn't they take him home again?
Well, no, because he didn't know the name of his village. He was too young, so he lived on the streets of Kolkata. After a while, he was adopted by an Australian couple from Tasmania.
So he moved to Tasmania?
Yes, and he says in the interview that he has always been very happy in his new family. He's done well in life. He's been to university, he's found a good job. But while he was growing up, he started to think more and more about his family in India. So he decided to try to find his old home on Google Earth.
Right, yeah. So, how?
Well, he knew he was on the train for about 14 hours. He knew the speed of Indian trains. So he knew his village was about 1,200 kilometres from Kolkata. He drew a big circle on a map around Kolkata, and every night for 4 years he sat at his computer looking at satellite images of the landscape. Then suddenly he recognised a waterfall where he played as a child.
Ha! Incredible!
So he travelled to Kundwa, the village near the waterfall. He got to the village and found his old house.
Wow!
But his mother didn't live there anymore. But some neighbours helped him to find her. Can you imagine the meeting? Apparently she couldn't speak for some time. She believed her son was dead after all these years.
What an incredible story.
Yeah. He's written a book about it. It's called A Long Way Home.
I'd really like to read that.
Me too.
Audio 6.7.
When we speak quickly, we sometimes don't pronounce parts of words. This is especially true with very common words like the linkers and, but, because, so, and for example. But sounds like but. Because sounds like 'cause. For example sounds like for example. And sounds like n. So sounds like s.
Audio 6.8.
1. Friends and family.
2.
He's clever but lazy.
3.
I like him 'cause he's honest.
4.
I enjoy winter sports, for example, skiing.
5.
She was ill, so she stayed at home.
6.
I'm tired 'cause I got up early.
Audio 6.9. 1.
It's nice but expensive.
2.
I was upset 'cause he forgot my birthday.
3.
He's rich but unhappy.
4.
There were no buses, so we took a taxi.
5.
Let's meet next week. Tuesday, for example.
6.
The weather was awful, so we stayed in.
7.
I can't run 'cause of my bad foot.
8.
Have you got any ID? A passport, for example?
Audio 6.10. 1.
I'm from New Zealand, but I often go to Japan on business.
2.
When people are ill, for example when they have a cold,
3.
they wear a mask so they don't give the cold to other people.
4.
But I've heard that in other countries.
5.
So when I'm with my English friends.
6.
Because I don't want to be impolite.
7.
I'm from Hong Kong, but I've lived in the UK.
8.
'Cause it means you're really enjoying your food.
Audio 6.11. 1. Karina.
I'm from New Zealand, but I often go to Japan on business. The first time I had a business meeting there, I was very surprised because 2 women in the meeting were wearing a mask across their mouth and nose. I thought, that's a bit unnecessary. Are they worried I'll pass a terrible illness to them? But later, I learnt that in Japan, when people are ill, for example when they have a cold, they wear a mask so they don't give the cold to other people. It's a way of showing respect to others. This seems like very good manners to me, and I think everybody should wear a mask when they're ill.
2. Stefano.
Well, I'm Italian, and when I'm with my Italian friends and family and we're having a really interesting conversation, we get excited and we all speak at the same time. But I've heard that in other countries it's bad manners to talk when another person is speaking. So when I'm with my English friends, for example, I try very hard not to interrupt because I don't want to be impolite. But the thing is, for Italians, it isn't rude to interrupt. In fact, it's the opposite. It's our way of showing that we're really interested.
3. Mike.
I'm from Hong Kong, but I've lived and worked in the UK for many years. One of the big differences between here and Hong Kong is table manners. You know, the way people eat their food. So, for example, Chinese people often make loud slurping noises when eating noodles. Noodle restaurants in Hong Kong are very noisy places. It sounds like a competition to see who can slurp the loudest. For us, slurping your noodles is a polite thing to do because it means you're really enjoying your food. But unfortunately, here in the UK, it's really bad manners.
Audio 6.12. 1.
Pleasant. Unpleasant.
2.
Usual. Unusual.
3.
Patient. Impatient.
4.
Honest. Dishonest.
5.
Lucky. Unlucky.
6.
Possible. Impossible.
7.
Fair. Unfair.
8.
Friendly. Unfriendly.
9.
Healthy. Unhealthy.
10.
Necessary. Unnecessary.
Audio 6.13.
He wasn't very polite.
True, he was a bit impolite.
That wasn't very kind.
You're right, it was a bit unkind.
Audio 6.14. 1.
Hey, I've got some good news. Patty's had her twins.
Oh, wow! What's she had?
A boy and a girl.
Oh, how wonderful. What are their names?
Thomas and Rose.
Oh, have you seen them yet?
No, I'm seeing them tomorrow.
2.
Hiya, are you okay?
No, not really. I've just failed my driving test.
Oh, never mind. You can try again soon.
Yeah, but I've already taken it 3 times. That was my 4th test.
Oh dear, I'm sorry.
3.
Hi, Tanya, it's me. I'm on the train. Listen, I've got bad news.
What?
A tree has fallen on the track ahead of us.
Oh no, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine, but I'm going to be very late home. I'm not going to be back in time for the concert tonight.
Oh, what a shame.
I know. I was really looking forward to it. Maybe somebody else can go with you.
Maybe. It's a bit late, but I'll send out a few texts.
Yeah, I'm really sorry.
Oh, don't worry. That's life. At least you're safe.
4.
Hey, Nina, guess what?
What?
I've just won the prize for Best Young Ice Hockey Player in the region.
That's fantastic. When did you find out?
Just now.
Congratulations. I'm really happy for you.
5.
Have you heard the news about the fires in Australia?
No? What's happened?
There have been some terrible forest fires in Western Australia. It's a really serious situation.
Have people died?
No, I don't think so. But hundreds of houses have burned down and thousands of people have left their homes.
That's awful.
Yes, terrible.
Audio 6.15. A.
That's fantastic.
B.
That's fantastic.
Audio 6.16. 1.
I've got some good news.
2.
Oh, wow!
3.
How wonderful!
4.
What a pity.
5.
Never mind.
6.
Oh dear, I'm sorry.
7.
I've got bad news.
8.
Oh no.
9.
What a shame.
10.
Guess what?
11.
That's fantastic.
12.
I'm really happy for you.
13.
That's great news.
14.
Have you heard the news?
15.
That's awful.
Audio 6.17. 1.
She's my mother's sister. She's my grandmother.
2.
I've got no brothers or sisters. I'm an only child.
3.
He's married to my mother, but he's not my father. He's my stepfather.
4.
They're engaged. They're married.
5.
She's my half-sister. She's my cousin.
6.
He's my husband's father. He's my father-in-law.
7.
They're twins. They were born on the same day to the same mother.
8.
They're married. They're a couple.